What's up, fam? It's been a minute. Welcome to the Art to Marissa podcast. Today, we are going to be talking about resistance and how when you feel resistance to something, that is your intuition talking. That sometimes when you get super existential, it's actually maybe a sign that you need to be letting go of something, in that the existential feelings and thoughts that you're having are really an alarm system in you that's saying, hey, this needs to be released, you're gripping too hard. We're also going to talk about rest periods for refinement and how there's no one purpose, guys, there's no one purpose. And that's where a lot of us get a little messed up, okay? Like, we think that there's just this one purpose that we are meant to fulfill in this lifetime, babe. Change is ever occurring. We're meant to have multiple purposes, right? Multiple purposes here. And then I want to talk about the explosions that are occurring right now. I did a channeled galactic message for my Patreon members. Shout out to y'all. And that message, I channeled the Arcturian Light Council of Six. And they brought through just a nice energy update, specifically talking about the explosions. And I want to dive into that a little bit. So we're going to have a jam-packed episode, y'all. It's been a minute since I have done a individual. And you might hear this beautiful sound. What do we got? We've got some cards, okay? If you've been here, you know the drill. This is an oracle deck that I have channeled. Sorry, I'm looking at the card and I was like, oh yeah, that's resonant. I'm going to share that one. Anyways, this is an oracle deck that I have channeled, and I share with you. I draw some cards for the podcast episode and talk about them. And today, while I was doing our intro, we got two very beautiful cards. But before I share those, I want to do some housekeeping. So I think the last time I did an individual podcast episode, I was operating from my old website. So I have a totally new website, guys. I have some new services that I offer. Some of you know that I am an Akashic Records reader, and I do psychic readings of sorts. I also do personalized meditations if you feel like you want to get into the practice, or you're wanting to heal a specific energy in your life. These meditations are really great for that. I also have one-on-one quantum hypnotic meditation sessions. I call this the quantum tune-up or the quantum deep dive. The quantum tune-up is, hey, Marissa, I've noticed this thing in my life and I just cannot seem to change it, or I'm trying to heal this thing, or this pattern's coming up, this belief. Let's dive in. Let's do a little tune-up, get you feeling great. If you want to go super deep, I have a 5-session offering. You can check that out under the Quantum Deep Dive on my website. And that is for the people that are ready to heal the thing that they have been struggling with in their life. And I do weekly sessions with people as well. So if you're just in need of spiritual support, hit the contact. We can do a little call, a discovery call, and we will get you feeling amazing and connected to your strength, your power, all that is you. If you like Marissa, but you don't really want a one-on-one session, but you want to be in the know about certain things, the Patreon is a great place for this. The Patreon, we have the monthly meditation. We have the full energy update over on the Patreon. I also do a live light language call each month. And my Star Being members, if you decide to be a Star Being member, you get a free 1-question Akashic Records reading each month. Or I do a live Akashic Records reading, and right now I have enough a nice little group going that I can hit everyone's questions. That might change in the future with growth, but right now you can have one question answered a month. And then I also throw out a channeled video for the month too for my beautiful members. So you can join that. You can join it for free and just stay up to date, or you can become a subscriber. It's a great place to stay in the loop. So without further ado, we are going to share these cards that came through. So this is the completion symbol, and this speaks to all the energies that are being released, exploded, that are being let go from your life right now. What wants completed? And if you feel it's hard to complete this thing, complete this relationship, complete this job, complete this era in your life, this symbol can assist you. You can draw it out in your mind's eye or on a piece of paper, put it under your left hand, meditate with it. And this will help to either guide you to the place that needs completion or will help you to complete an energy. And then, of course, when you feel something is complete in your life, it's good to clear that ish out of your life. Okay, this is the clear symbol. And this is a really simple symbol. The symbols don't need to be crazy. Again, just visualize it in your mind's eye. Draw it, put it under your left hand. And the clear symbol will help to clear out any and all old energies that are connected to the completion that just took place. And that's why I was like, oh, yes, that resonates. Completion and clear, completion and clear. It's really important that we clear what we've been through so it's not connected to what we're building or where we're going. So, right now, a lot of stuff is being cleared, and that also speaks to the refinement energy that I have been feeling. So those are the cards for this episode. And I always like to ask guests, and I always like to share, what are the self-care routines that you have been working with, Marissa, to assist you in your current environment? And for me, I have gotten back into journaling, guys. Who is she? Hasn't journaled for like 6 months. And that's okay. That's okay. Things come in when they are beneficial for you, and you gotta just be in tune to your intuition, because there was this voice that just kept coming in. Journal every morning. Marissa, you just need to journal. Take that pen to the paper and journal. And I finally did. And wow, it worked. What? That's why every therapist ever literally says to journal. What? Yeah, guys, it feels really good. It feels really good to journal. Period. Okay, yeah, no. When you journal, you get into this state of just conscious stream, subconscious stream. And when you get into that state, journaling is a really great way if you're wanting to begin channeling. Just conscious stream journal. And this allows you to get out everything. It's like a big clearing, like our card, for the brain, for your mind, for your emotions. Journaling is just a beautiful way to have this inner dialogue with yourself, because if we keep it all in, it gets bottled up and then we end up screaming at our boyfriend. Not me, I promise. But we need to get this stuff out, and when we do get this stuff out, we can have these moments of reflection, these moments of inquiry, and that starts this beautiful relationship with yourself. And then once you have that relationship dynamic established, you can have these little voices in your head that say, hey, let's journal together. It would really help me. And then you listen to that and you feel better. You feel better because you followed your intuition. So journaling has really helped me, and I journaled this morning, and what was coming through I wanted to share. So now I'm here on a podcast sharing what came through. So I'm going to read a little later what came through in the journaling, but that's really, really helped me out. And let's dive in. So I've been in a slump for I'm coming out of it. 2 weeks. I felt like a literal potato, not Mrs. Potato or Mr. Potato, just a potato. And by that, I mean, like, I didn't even have plastic little eyeballs or hands or bows or hats stuck into me. No, I was literally just a potato. I couldn't even do that. And I was feeling dead and like so existential and this deep sadness. And sometimes when we go through a giant reset energetically, it takes a minute for our body to process. So this kind of started after my trip to Austin, Texas. I did a lot of energy work in Austin, Texas. I was there for a couple days, visited my homie, gal pal, Kayla, who I do the monthly Patreon Oceanic Healing Pod calls with. Again, check out Patreon if you want to follow along with that journey. So cool. And it was lovely to see her. And I feel like she just like, when we were together physically, she just like did a bunch of work. We did a bunch of work for each other. And the work that I received really was a refinement. Where am I going? What am I offering? Who am I? Again, this question of who am I? I did a whole episode on that, you know, probably a few episodes ago because I've been so infrequent as of late, and that's okay. That is so okay. And yeah, it's just all of these existential questions came in. It came in with like fatigue, but during that fatigue, then there's room for like all of this existential thought. And what I've learned from the existential thought, always in hindsight, when you get super existential, your soul is basically asking you to expand. It's saying, hey, something is completing. The door is shutting somewhere, okay? And that's why you're having all of these thoughts about, what do I even offer the world? Do I even have gifts to share with people? Do my readings, do my videos, does my Patreon even affect people in a positive way? What am I here? Like, am I making this all up in my head? Like all of this stuff. And through the allowance of just letting those thoughts occur, they scared me at first, right? They can be scary at first because it's like, why am I having all these thoughts? Like I feel like a potato that is drowning in water that it shouldn't be in. And I'm crying. And I just like, I don't want to be here anymore. And then like after, you know, it's like, okay, get comfortable in it. Okay. Like, yes, this is dark waters that I'm treading in, but this darkness has a message for me. We can learn from everything. And so while I was having all those existential thoughts, I started to open up to them and just allow them to come through and just allow them to really sit with me and for me to take them in. And by doing so, I was able to let go of some egoic energy that was clinging so tight to something, that was clinging so relentlessly to these labels. And I mean, I even had some of the thoughts of like, should I even channel anymore? Should I even share what I do? Should I just like focus on something else? Like, is this how I want finances to come in, or should I start elsewhere? And by allowing all of this to come through, it really does start to feel less scary, because when you allow it, you're no longer resisting the fear of you having those thoughts or the fear of those realities coming into existence, right? Like, what if I just didn't do this anymore? And because I allowed myself to have that thought, all of these thoughts, I allowed myself to accept it. To accept, yeah, what if I never channeled anymore? What if I didn't, offer my services to other people? What if I, just put my all into something else and allowed this to just be something that I do for myself? By accepting that, I was able to release fully the ego that was attached to this being something that is Marissa, right? This being such a big part of me. So when we're able to accept our fears as reality, we're really able to kind of dismantle them. And that's what I learned by having all of these existential thoughts. And that brings me to the point of when you're feeling resistance towards something, because these past 2 weeks, I was feeling so much resistance towards creating, towards putting out content, towards working or even giving readings. In that resistance, at first it feels like crap. It's like something's wrong with me. I'm not doing things right. I'm comparing myself to other people that are constantly going. And then I think, I'm not good at what I do. And like dealing with all of this self-doubt was really difficult, and I'm learning how to like bounce back every time when those thoughts come in really strong. But then I got to notice that, okay, I'm feeling this massive resistance, and why is that? Well, I think something's dying here. Like what I kept hearing from Spirit was, you are moving through a refinement. You're being refined. And through the death of that, those ego aspects, and through the acceptance of, whatever my future holds will be fine, I was able then to tap into this inspiration again. And let me find in my journal. Yeah, when you feel resistance, it means you're not listening to something that wants to come through you. You're holding on to something that's beginning to transmute or transform, and you're not listening. You're not listening and hearing that, hey, refinement is happening. Hey, this no longer needs to occur. Hey, we have something else for you. When you listen, you will see the inspiration is speaking to you from another corner of your world. You'll see that maybe inspiration is not in channeling aliens right now, but it is in helping people to navigate a quantum reality, and when you have built up a track, so let's say you have a racetrack and you just loop on that one track that's built, you're not leaving space open for new avenues to take. You're just going in a loop, in a loop, in a loop, and that's kind of where you get on autopilot. That's how you get burnout. When you leave space open for inspiration and curiosity, you're able to do something different that then helps you to expand, and that can also help you to receive inspiration, but then create the space to keep that inspiration flowing. I have noticed this pattern where I get so dead set into me doing something or me acting from a specific place, or I did it with the podcast, right? I think I've talked about this in an episode where I let this become like the one thing that I focused on, and I cut everything else out. I've done that with jobs where I burn myself out so hard and I don't leave inspiration open in other areas. And that's why I left horticulture. I was so done with it because there wasn't a balance. And I'm someone that needs balance. I'm a Pisces, two fish, they need to be balanced out, in my opinion. And I have an Aries moon, a Leo rising. And so that Aries can get kind of bored and kind of stagnant when it feels like no inspiration is coming through, or I'm just doing the same thing over and over. And that's where like the Pisces is beautiful, because I do have the ability to be creative, to explore, to dream and wonder. And then the Leo, is able to take that action with the Aries as well. Like it's this really beautiful harmonization, but I have to be careful that I don't put all my eggs in one basket, because my Pisces and Aries will feel caged. I will feel caged, and that's not good for me. I do not like being in a cage. So I'm learning how to do something and refine it so much so that it is this beautiful craft that feeds others and feeds me, but also to not put so much pressure on it, financially or just emotionally, so that it can still have space to be whatever it needs to be and for it to evolve and to change. And I had this beautiful, moment with the Octurians where when I was channeling, if you want to see this channeled video, you can join as a subscribed member on the Patreon, or you can purchase it for $3.33 on the Patreon as a free member. But they were saying that, like, they literally were laughing at points in this video, which I think is funny. They were saying things like so sarcastically, but one of the things that they brought through where it was like, oh, little humans, but with like so much endearment and so much understanding and so much just love in what they were saying. Your purpose is not meant to be one thing. And that's why so many people feel lost and feel like they don't know what their purpose is, because they think it's going to be this like overarching one thing that takes you all through life. And for some people, sure. For some people, that they have come here for that super specific mission, right? That super specific area in their life. But even their journey on what their purpose looks like within that mission will change. Our purpose is ever evolving. It was never meant to be just one thing. And hearing that really, really helped me and put it into perspective, like, oh, okay, like I don't have to have all my eggs in one basket. I can have this balance. I can, be a horticulturalist and be a channel and help my beautiful boyfriend out with his animal YouTube, Aiden's Animal Adventures. Go check it out. And, be a personal assistant. Like, I feel fulfilled when my hands are in multiple baskets, in multiple areas. Like, it's so fulfilling when every day looks different. And again, that allows room for this inspiration to come in, for all of this energy to fuel me. And so I'm really grateful for this illumination in my life, and for the work that was done in Texas to kind of have this reset and refinement. And this refinement also looks like you don't have to let go fully of something that you're into, right? Like I said, and I journaled this morning too, you can learn something, and once you've made that connection, once you've connected with that energy, that connection will always be there if you want it to be there, right? You can always have that if you set the intention to have that connection. So if you are, like at one point, for example, I did a lot of stuff and energy with grief. I have moved through a lot of grief in my life, and I still feel connected to that, helping people move through their grief, helping the collective move through their grief. I really feel connected to that, but right now it just doesn't necessarily feel like it wants to come through. And that's okay. But I know I will always have that connection, and I know that when the time is right, if the time is ever correct or right for it, there are no rights and wrongs, but if it ever feels resonant to go back into that energy and start writing about it or sharing experiences or helping people to heal, I know that will be there. But that doesn't feel necessarily like my current present purpose. And I'm not quite sure what my current present purpose feels like, and that's also okay. I have said on here, I think before, that like purpose is literally just to take care of yourself, period. And purpose is what you make it. And right now I'm trying to find what lights me up again. I can become a workhorse sometimes and forget to actually enjoy the pleasures of life. And so what lights me up, and what areas of my life can I receive dopamine from, rather than my phone? Because that's another thing. Y'all, we need to let that go. We need to be doing things in the present moment that fulfill us and that we can receive natural dopamine from. Social media is a drug, and we just need to be cautious about it, okay? And through this refinement, I'm wondering what it will look like. And I think it is this refinement of my channel and how it works. And I've talked to my guides, and oh, they said something so good. Let me find it. What was that? Oh, where is it? Sometimes the potency of your gift takes a bit longer to actualize. So do not second guess your power. I'm going to say that one more time. The potency sometimes of a gift will create a longer time of actualization for it to come forward and be at its fullest. So do not ever second guess your power. And while I was just conscious stream, that was totally them at this point, just riding through my hand. I was like, ooh, that hits, because it's so true. And that's also this crone energy, right? Crones are all knowing. The mystical elders are all knowing. It's because they've had this beautiful, potent time to actualize the massive beauty and powers that run through them. And so I'm just a 28-year-old over here. Why am I not at my fullest? Why have I not reached all these goals? Why blah, 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 blah. And you might be thinking the same, but sometimes when we do hold a potent gift for the world, it might take longer time to actualize, and that's okay. And that's okay, and that's everyone's journey, everyone's unique journey. And I got to be real careful about that, comparing myself to others. And I've been seeing a bunch of stuff about this Alyssa Liu. If you don't know, oh my gosh, go check out her story and go watch her gold winning skate performance, whatever you call it. She won the gold medal, Winter Olympics. She's a figure skater. Her story is magical. She, I think it was 18 or 20 years old, she walked away from skating. And she was like, I have no more energy for this. It's too much pressure. It's making me sick. There's so much pain in this for me now. She discovered herself. She went to, I believe, UCLA. She got into music. She got into her creative aspects. She found herself. And from that place, she went back to the rink and started skating again for just the pure love of skating, the pure love of the magic she felt when skating. And then she comes out to this 2026 Winter Olympics, and she kills it because she's calm, and her intention was not to win a medal at all. It was to just show her art, to share figure skating with the world, to share this beautiful craft that she has, this potency that she has, that, developed early in her life, but it might not for others. And she won a gold medal. And you can see she is just fully channeling spirit in her winning skate performance. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. And this is just a really nice message. And I feel like a lot of people are moving through a very similar thing where it's let's take the pressure off of the gifts we have, and let's just let them be gifts. Let's just let them be gifts and do what they were meant to do for the world, whether that's music, your art, maybe you're a super cool finance baddie and you're sharing with, single moms how they can become financially stable. That is a gift. Allow your gift to just be a gift and create from the place of giving that gift because it's potent and because you love giving that gift, rather than I need to do this, or I'm supposed to do this, or I think this is my purpose, so I'm just gonna lean into it so hard. Take all that pressure away and just allow it to be what it was meant to be for the world. And I'm so glad that this Alyssa Liu is coming out and showing this to the world, this energy, and being a way shower for this energy, because it is super potent and powerful. and I'm grateful to learn from her and to learn through my own experiences with this energy and taking the pressure off self, taking the pressure off my channel. I think all that doubt was coming from these thoughts and these beliefs of, well, I'm not at the place that these other people are, and I'm not at the place where I would like to be at, and I'm trying to rush it. And when you rush it, well, you've lost the view of all the magic your ability holds. When you try to rush something, you lose out on the beautiful, intentional moments. I mean, why wouldn't you want to soak it in for as long as possible? And so I'm really anchoring that in and allowing that energy to refine my craft and to get curious, like what am I into right now? And that is just, helping people navigate the quantum reality, helping people who are moving through giant spiritual awakenings understand what's happening to them, help connect them to, their highest potential, helping people to heal quantumly, bringing quantum healing to the forefront. Like, that lights me up. And then like the hypnotic meditations, I love doing that because they're so potent and powerful and can make such a drastic shift in your life in the span of, maybe 20, 30 minutes. So leaning into all of that, and I think I was putting so much pressure on, let's be a galactic channel, let's talk to the aliens because that's flashy, that's new. And I did love it. I do love it. That I still know that is a part of the universe that I'm connected to. But right now I'm gonna, back off a little bit and allow other avenues of inspiration to come through. And I feel something changing energetically in my body while I say that. That's beautiful. Okay. So let's talk about a little bit about what these Octurians were saying. So they were talking about explosions are happening everywhere right now. Completions, right? The card. Completions, explosions are meant to clear things. And they were literally saying explosions were meant to make things die, guys. Like, these explosions are here to cause the death of certain energies. Like, that's the purpose of these explosions. So I want to ask you, where are you holding on to things that are wanting to die, which is then creating resistance, right? Like, I don't think my galactic channel is dying, right? It's just refining. So the old does need to go. I need to let go of it for right now in order for it to build anew. Same with maybe self-love or this new version of self. You might be in a relationship that no longer feeds this new version of self, and you're holding on to dear life because you're scared of what comes next. You don't know what comes next. Let it go. Let it go and know you will be held. Let it go. You might be holding on to a job. You might be holding on to physical items. You might be holding on to aspects of self or certain beliefs that have kept you safe. But you're feeling resistance now around all of this, and that is because it's wanting to explode. It's literally ballooning so much, but you're like holding on to it, and so it can't burst, and then it's just creating all this tight and weird energy in your life, and then all of these existential thoughts and blah blah blah, and then it just needs to pop. Like, let the balloon pop. Let the zit pop, y'all. Let it die. And through that death, allow the newness to come in. Allow this clean slate. And they were talking too about how your inspiration is connected to your purity. And what did they say? Let me think. It was, I'm pretty sure. Like, we'll have to watch the full video, because when I channel, sometimes it's in and out of my head. Other channelers, you know the drill. It's like this liminal space where, yes, it's coming through me, but I will probably not remember what I channel. But I do remember some things, and that's nice. So yeah, it's this, when you are connected to your intuition, you are connected to your purity, the connection that you have to the whole universe, to source. And this purity, when you allow it to guide you, it will keep certain things in your life that feed your purity, feed this inspiration. And so they were saying that allow the explosions to happen, and then notice that once they have occurred and all the death and is around you and it's been wiped away, the things that are left in your life are actually going to be connected to your purity. And then you can start building from there. So you might have a bunch of crap that's not connected to your pureness, to your, divine self, this purity, and that needs to go, but you will be left with all that pureness that is you, and more that's connected to your purity once it explodes. And I think, when we're refining our craft, when we are starting something new maybe, or letting something old go and starting something new, it's really important that you realize you are smart, and I'm sure you know enough to start. Let me repeat that. You are smart, and I'm sure that you know enough to start. You don't need the full picture to start something. You can just know what you know in the moment and learn while you go, babe. Pull it out of your ass. That's what your ass is for. You can start anywhere. And oftentimes when you start something new, you're not gonna know. And that's okay, because you learn. And that's the whole point of learning. None of us know everything. None of us know anything. We are all learning. We are all learning. And some of us have found things that work. And some of us, are holding on for dear life. And others are putting in the work, right? Like, you have enough to start anything. And I'm sure you are smart enough to get the ball rolling in any direction that you choose. And let me remind you, the universe is unconditional. So if you say, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to quit my job and it's going to be amazing, and I know I will be supported, and I fully, truly believe that, then the universe will be like, okay, I support you. Now, if you say, I'm going to quit my job and I'm not going to be supported and I'm going to be filled with fear because no jobs are out there and actually I just have to stay at my current job, screw quitting my job, I'm not going to do it, the universe will say, okay, I support you. You are the co-creator. The universe creates with you unconditionally. So no matter what you choose, you will be supported. Of course, tuning into your intuition will help make that guiding path a little easier for you to follow. Let me check my notes, just to make sure I've covered everything that I wanted to cover. Thank you for dealing with my country accent. I actually don't really have a country accent. I just like to talk like this because I think it's fun, okay? That's pretty much it. I think I covered everything. Oh yeah, I'll touch on this just real quick. We are being accelerated this year into our soul's work. It's kind of just the collective message. It's very resonant with the fire horse. I'm not going to try and pretend like I know what the fire horse year means, because that is not my culture and I do not know that calendar. So what I will say in my collective readings that I've done, there is a lot of acceleration energy, and there's a lot of we are being aligned to our deeper work that we are going to be doing for the earth, for humanity. It's coming into alignment now, right? A lot of us Weishors have had kind of the things wiped away already. Oftentimes, if you resonate with Starseed or being a galactic being, being a volunteer to help humanity ascend, you might be going through things way before other people, other humans go through things. So you're probably already feeling it. And feeling this call to change, or, feeling this call to make drastic shifts in your life. And that is because this is aligning you further and further into the highest and best timeline for Earth and for all. And we got to follow that. And with that, I hope what was shared today can help you on this accelerated path to hopefully peace on Earth, and to, just living your highest potential and your best life. That's why I come on here and share, because, you know, if I'm like, whoa, to an experience, I'm sure, you know, other people are like, whoa. And I feel that way too. I love hearing people's downloads and all of their stuff. And that's really why I created this platform. So I'm going to continue using this to share my epiphanies in hopes that it helps others, because that is my gift to offer the world. And I hope it's doing something. I don't really need to know. It just feels like I'm in alignment when I do it. So I'm going to continue doing it and we'll see. Yeah, I'm just a girl, guys. I don't know what's going on. But I do. And you do too. So give yourself some credit. Okay? Okay. Well, thank you for listening. Really appreciate it. Again, if you want to connect deeper with me and get all of those juicy, beautiful videos each month, it's like 5 videos exclusively for you guys. Join my Patreon. And then if you want to work one-on-one, and you're having all of these big thoughts too, and these existential moments, I would love to tap in with you and assist you with some quantum healing or an Akashic Records reading or another service. You can go to my website and check it out. And then, yeah, I did a little plug, but go check out Aiden's Animal Adventures, guys. We're posting our 4th video here, I think this week, and it's gonna be about geese, okay? Geese aren't all that bad, and we get 5 species of geese in Indiana, so that's pretty cool. If you like animals, go check out my boyfriend's Aiden's Animal Adventure YouTube channel, because he literally talks to birds and animals. Like, I'm not joking. He literally talks to them. So go enjoy that, and I will talk to you very soon. Much love.